Hey boys, what's going on? It's Ordinary. This is episode 11 as the GM of the Florida Panthers. And last week we wrapped up free agency and the preseason. Got a big blockbuster trade done for Yuri Kovalev, our goalie of the future. And now we're ready to kick off our first potential playoff season. We had a huge free agency last episode. I'll just show you guys the lines real quick. So our first line is Barchese, Huberdeau, and Kessel, which is probably one of the better lines you're going to see this year in the NHL. Vanek, Bergeron, and Nyquist is also a decent line. Our third line could be better, and our fourth line could be better, but those top two lines are actually pretty good. And our D-core is solid as well. Again, our bottom pairing could be a bit stronger, but our top 4D isn't bad at all. And then our goaltending is a bit weak with Hiller and net only. But that's why we made the big trade. All our players are only going to get better, so that is good. What we're going to do now is sim up a little bit. Let's go to Halloween and see what our record's like, see if we need to switch up any lines. First game of the season, taking it home. That's not bad at all. Hopefully we can start off, with another win. Hopefully we can string together a few W's here as we head into the middle of October. We're at 3-0, Southeast Division rival. Take them down. That's what I'm talking about. 4-0. See, our team's not going to be bad this year. That was a big free agency, and even though in real NHL those players aren't going to hit free agency for that long, and even if they would, they wouldn't sign with the bottom of the pack team like us, even if we're offering them that much money. Winning teams. Oh, there we go. Winning teams don't get built in free agency. It's built through the draft mostly, and somewhat through trades. But if you look at the majority of teams, their star players aren't signed from free agency for the most part. You'll find like top 4D guys, the odd second line forward, but in the most part, you're not going to find Phil Kessel in free agency. You're not going to find Girardi in free agency or Bergeron. Like we got very lucky with what the game decided to toss into free agency. And both the Sedins were in there as well, which isn't very realistic. So first month done, 8-4-0. That's a very good record, .667. Take that all day. I guess we'll finish this game just to say we're actually done the first month. Come on, boys. Nope, we got duped on a little bit. So 8-5. That's not too bad. Team standings. This is the West. St. Louis and Vancouver and Nashville are looking the strongest, with Chicago looking like shit. We are in third. That's just because we're leading the Southeast. Montreal actually has more points than us. We're tied with Carolina for the divisional lead here. So we're basically in fourth because this could easily change. It's only been 1 month. Yeah, Chicago's looking really weak. Oh, you know what I should be doing, boys? Let's get our scout going before we get too far in and miss a bunch of time. Okay. Already missed a month. Not the best. Oh, he's scouting and... oh well. Let's do not this. Should we get a Swiss? Let's see if we can get a Russian to go with our Russian goalie. Who's this? Yuri. Another Yuri. Yuri with Yuri. Okay, we're going to scout that Russian forward. Even though what we could really use is maybe a center prospect. I mean, probably can't really use... oh shit. Cancel. Not 1 week. Our farm system is pretty much good. There's not a lot we can improve on. We did trade away a lot of our center prospects, but we did sign Bergeron, so it's going to be not a huge draft for us. We did trade away our first round pick during that trade. We could get another one back if we need to, but I don't think we need to. We'll see if there's a player that looks really good. I know this is Connor McDavid's draft year, but I've had him in a few other GM modes, and even if you progress him properly, he really doesn't get that good for some reason. So I don't like to take players I've taken before, just kind of as a rule of thumb, trying to make the game more interesting for myself. And I know if most of you guys are playing GM mode, a big thing to do is get that first overall pick through trades or if you bomb the season. So I bet you a lot of you guys have picked McDavid as well. So we're just rolling through the season here. 13-6. We're on an absolute tear. 14-6. Come on, boys. There we go. 15-6. Bergeron takes down his old team. Phil Kessel with 12 goals. Huberdeau, point per game on assists only, so he's killing it. Good Branson, best plus minus and most penalty minutes. And Hiller's not doing too shabby. So let's finish off the month of November. And we'll take a look at the stats. We'll take a look at individual player stats. Make sure the lines are all set perfectly. I mean, pretty sure they are, but if some player on the third and fourth line maybe needs to get swapped, we can do that. Kind of break up the straight simming. That's not exactly exciting. Yeah, our team is doing a hell of a job. We're probably in the push for the President's Trophy here after being the bottom of the league one year to the top in the next. You're never gonna see that, I can guarantee it. That's nothing that actually happens. You can go from being a pretty bad team to sneaking into the playoffs and like the 6th seed tops. For example, that's what Toronto did. Toronto had a pretty shitty year, and then last year they made the playoffs in 5th seed, which is actually decent. So that is probably the biggest turnaround in one season you're going to see. You're not going to see a team go from 30th to 1st. We're not in 1st, we're in 2nd in the league, but still, that's incredible. Detroit may even have more games than us, so. Let's see, is Chicago still doing awful? 21 points, Colorado 19, New Jersey 18. So if we decide we want to go for a draft pick, we would have to trade for that now. Let's just take a look at individual player stats real quick. Actually, let's take a look at the leaders. Are we on there anywhere? Florida, Phil Kessel, 8th most goals in the NHL, although Stamkos is just killing it. And Skinner and Perry are too far behind him. Assists, that's us in 2nd with Huberdeau. I have that N. Kucherov guy on one of my other GM modes, and he is just a good player. Would have been nice to get him on this, but I believe I actually started that GM mode after I started this one, and I just didn't record it. Points and wins. Look at that Kucherov guy. 3rd. Yeah. Apparently he actually exists. He's a prospect in the Tampa system. Tampa is looking lethal. It would be very exciting to be a Tampa fan right now. Stamkos, Kucherov, just drafted Drouin last year. They got Slater Kukuk and another guy on D. So they're what's the guy I'm thinking of? It's not Kulikov because that's our guy. But anyways, they have a deep prospect system. We are not on the points anywhere. We have the most wins out of a goalie. That's just because our backup doesn't get any starts. Save percentage, not there. And goals against average, not there. So we have a few good players. Huberdeau as number 1, I'd say. We've played 27 games. He's got 26 assists. Stats Central player stats. Where is it? Here we go. If it would load. So Huberto 34 points, Barchisi 28, and Phil Kessel 27. So our entire first line is a point per game. That is incredible. It's exactly what we want to see. Bergeron, Nyquist. Well, Vanek doesn't have as many points as I'd like. Kulikov has a ton for a defenseman again. Moore on the bottom pairing has 10 points, which is very good. And he's a plus. Oh, he's a -5. TJ Brennan's a +7. That's okay. He's an offensive defenseman on the bottom pairing. He's gonna suffer a little bit. Yeah, our whole team is looking decent. I mean, who's our Stewart? Eves is on the fourth line. Osla is Osla on the fourth line as well? I think he is. Yeah, he's and Hamill is centering it, right? Hamill, the newest Canuck in real life. Girardi, he better not be a minus. Good. Girardi and Goodbranson are killing it, +/-. So our whole team is looking all right. Let's take a look at our goalie stats. Oh shit. Hiller, not the best goals against average. Where's his save percentage? Not the best save percentage, but it's doing enough to win us a few games. I'm going to just take a quick look at the lines to make sure. I was right, yeah, Hamill and then Bugstad. Okay. Yeah, so actually, Osla is on the third line. Christensen's been doing better. Let's give him the bump. Although he is only 3 stars, and Osla is also 3 stars, so it doesn't matter. Alright, we'll do that. No issue there. I just want to make sure. Oops. I want to make sure we don't have anyone scratched. That could be playing instead. Nope. Okay, perfect. Christensen gets the bump. And let's sim up to Christmas. And then we'll take a look at the standings and see if we want to go for a draft pick. Because we should have to do scouting again here pretty quick. And we can scout. I'm going to say we need a winger, which we did just scout. Because that would be the one position I'd say we're a little shy on, as it is. Who do we have in the system down in the pipeline in the minors for wingers? We got Timo Pulkkinen from the Red Wings in our first season, and we got a trade for him. Quentin Howden is in the minors as well. But it would not be a bad idea to scout out. Says to scout goalies. No, we have a very good goalie prospect. Would not make sense. McDavid. Everyone knows McDavid's going to go first overall. So there's no point scouting him. He starts off quite low actually, so he wouldn't really be who I want to draft anyway. Should be drafting by projected. No forwards in the queue. A few in the US of A. There's this Swiss guy I'd like to. Oh yeah, let's take a look at him. Okay. Back to Christmas. And we've gone on a little bit of a losing skid here. I haven't been paying attention. Hopefully that win against the Islanders will turn it around for us. Vanek, after I gave him a ripping, has taken the goal scoring lead away from Philip Kessel. But Barchisi takes it. So it's a back and forth battle here for the leading scoremanship on the Florida Panthers in 2014-2015. I'd be afraid to play look at that, high scoring game. Yeah, Tampa's going to be just a force here in a few seasons if they can get their goaltending straightened out with Ben Bishop and Anders. What's his fucking last name? Every time I think of it, I think of Workaholics. So Lindback. There we go. So let's take a look at the standings. Make sure we're still at the top of the East, just by a pube, but we are there. New Jersey, down in last, has been in last for a very long time in the East. Colorado has also been in last, as has Chicago, has been down there as well. So Colorado, Chicago, Anaheim, and New Jersey are the four teams that aren't doing quite well. It won't hurt us just to take a quick look at the trade block and see if any team is wanting to give up their first. Any of those four teams. Anaheim was one of them. They do not. Winnipeg was not one of them. New Jersey was the only team in the East. New Jersey, there they are. They are interested. They have our first. It is worth half of a trade value block thing. Might as well take a look at Chicago's as well and Colorado's. Colorado, they don't want to give it up. Chicago does, and I say we go for Chicago's just because it will be easier. We don't need the first overall pick. Who do they want from us just to see what it would be like? It's better to get this trade now before the trade deadline. If we can just trade them pieces that won't actually crack their squad to make them a better team this season, it's better to do it now while the trade value for their pick is still low-ish. It is more of a gamble, but sometimes that's what you got to do. So this Walsh guy, who's this Racine guy? I don't think we need. No, very okay with giving him up. Racine. Oh, they got a full roster too. We're gonna have to take some guys. Skaters matching block. Eves is on the team. McFadden is not on the team. Morrissey will be on the team eventually. All these defense. We have defensemen at the yazoo here. Backman will toss on. We're just going to throw on a bunch of HL players and then take a look from there. Julio, we're not going to put on. So that's all they want. They just really only want D. So it's 3 D men. Probably not even enough. Skaters given away. Why would they give away Teuvo Teravainen? Anyways. No time to get into that. This Gilbert fella. And this Asselin fella. Oh, we need another because 3 players for 3 players. How about Broadhurst? So I don't think this is going to go through. Do they want our second round pick or something? I don't think we ended up throwing that in the New Jersey trade, did we? No, but they don't want it. Do they want any of our unsigned fellas? Let's take a look. Walsh, yeah, you can go in then. And that's about it. I don't want to trade any of these other players away. I don't want to mess with our core, seeing as we are having a hell of a season already. Petrovic, I wouldn't mind putting in, but then we have to take another player back. They probably don't want all these D to begin with. Trade value, trade value. No, see? This guy was on our team, wasn't he? Denault? Yeah, the next player I could take has a decent trade value, so we'll have to take off the lowest of these guys, which is this Racine fellow. Let's make sure. I think this guy might be 4. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to trade away Petrovic. Anyways, Backman, 3.5 stars. I'm fine with getting rid of. And McFadden, 3 stars. I'm more than fine with getting rid of. So You put Racine back on here, even though his trade value is worth basically nothing. Let's see, Gilbert, Asselin, Broadhurst, and their first. Backman, McFadden will not cover that at all. No, this won't go through. See, they saying we're sending too many D, and I agree with that. This trade won't go through. There's no way. We can give it a look in Jersey. Can't get much worse because we tried to fuck them with so many trades to get that goalie. Now we're going to try to fuck them with so many trades to get this. They don't have any players to give away, do they? No. Okay, so we don't get it from them either. Let's take a quick look and see if any of these teams are on a downward spiral. We'll look at some advanced stats like points per game. Or point percentage, sorry. It's not advanced, but it does give you a better point percentage. Who is at the bottom? So we're actually in 5th in the league right now, just because we do have so many more games than other teams. So we're not doing as well as it looks like on paper. And Anaheim is actually doing the worst, even though they do have 29 points. Colorado and New Jersey, so the worst 4 teams are actually the worst 4 teams. LA is actually doing pretty poorly as well. We'll take a look at LA, Winnipeg, and Pittsburgh. Where's trading? Here we go. Alrighty. LA. They want to give it up. Perfect. And they want our 3rd, so that's a free chip we can toss in. Players that they want. It's looking like they do not want any of our AHL players at all. That is too bad. They're not getting any of our NHLers. They want basically our entire lineup. Let's see. Yeah, that's our entire lineup right there, except for our goalie. They would take anyone from our lineup. That is hilarious. Pittsburgh, I said, and Winnipeg. They want to give away their first as well. We're not going to give them Hiller, and we're not going to give them any of these guys. So we don't get their pick. How about the Peg? No, they're not interested. How about we just do a quick look? I would like to get a first. If worst comes to worst, we can just do it at the deadline. It's looking like, or at the draft deadline. It's looking like that might be what we do instead. So let's get. Yeah, we'll go to the All-Star game. And I can show you guys. I know a lot of YouTubers don't do that, but I'm going to show you guys this year that we actually might have some All-Stars. Which one of our guys made the team? Just a fun little thing. And then that actually will probably take us close to the end. Might sim up to the trade deadline just because that gives us a good place to start for next video, but it's not something that needs to be done. It would only take 2 minutes to start a next video, so we'll see where we're at for time after the All-Star game. Maybe I just check our stats again, see what players, see if Huberdeau and Barchi and Kessel are still all point per game. See if Hiller's turning it around a little bit. Not looking like it. 3 goals in, 3 goals in. No, I'm good without getting any trade offers. Thank you. The Habs playing like dirt this year. Maybe we take a pick from them. No, they beat us in regulation. I've noticed that the worst teams beat you, and the good teams don't. So I thought Pittsburgh was doing pretty shitty this year, so that doesn't really prove my point. But what happened to the Hurricanes? They were doing killer at the beginning of the year. No, overtime loss. I don't know why Pittsburgh signed a goalie. Anyways, here's our revenge game against the Habs. Hopefully, there we go, get it back. So how many games have we played? 21 plus 28, 22 plus 29. It's 50 games. So we played 50 games. Accidentally skipped the scouting, so stop this old simmy here, boys. GM options, scouting. Let's take a look at the report real quick. This Henderson guy that we just scouted out of the Swiss League is looking quite sharp. Fairly accurate. Would put him at the mid 70s. Yeah, like 74. He's looking like a 74 player overall. So at least a year in the minors before he's even ready for the fourth line. So maybe that's not the perfect player. Where's that Yuri Russian? Here he is. 70. He didn't get scouted as well as the Swiss guy, but he's looking worse. McDavid, we haven't scouted at all. So we're not going to get, no numbers. Ekman. We want wingers, so this Henderson guy is looking like our best bet. Let's go to wingers. Henderson, Yuri, this Postma guy, and let's check out Jorgen from Sweden. He's got a fantastic name. Okay, we're going to Swedish wingers. Forwards. Where's the Swedish Elite League? Did I fucking skip it? What's his name? Don't tell me, I already know. Lundqvist, where are you, buddy? There it is, Elite. 6 weeks. This Hagos guy is looking, and the Kultanen is going in the top 10, it says. So this could be a good scouting trip for our scout. 27 minutes, so this video is actually going to be a bit long by the time we get to the All-Star break. I think that's actually next week on the sim calendar. Yeah, there she be. So we're going to the All-Star break. 28, 17, and 5. So 50 games have gone by. We have 56, 61 points. Not bad, especially for a team. Yes, I do want to stop the sim to play. Not bad for a team who came in bottom of the league last time. So let's take a look. Kovalchuk, yeah, because he's in the NHL. Anyways, so none of our players made the first line. None of our players made the second line. None of our players made the third line. Huberdeau centering the fourth line. In defense, we don't have a top 2. We don't have a top 4. We do not have any defensemen. And I doubt Hiller is in goal, but we can take a look. No, Lundqvist and Anderson. So, Huberdeau, the only All-Star from the Florida Panthers this year. Not the worst thing to ever happen. So, no, I'm not going to bother checking the All-Stars from the West. So I'm going to end this video off by taking a quick look at our players, seeing if Huberdeau's really just killing it in the stats, and that's why he made the All-Star lineup. If it would load. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, Huberdeau 61 points in 50 games. That's very good. Barchi and Kessel fell off a tiny little bit. Still almost point per game players. Nyquist doing amazing. He's going to have a huge jump this year. I'm very excited for that. Bergeron doing what you'd think. Tons of assists. Vanek, you know, he's doing a little bit better than he was when we checked the first time. He does have a ton of goals. He's listed as a sniper, so makes a little bit of sense. And then Kulikov and Girardi, our top 2 pairing defensemen, with 22 and 21 points respectively. Everyone's a plus in this top 10 or top 8 here. Brendan and Moore. Ooh, Moore minus 11. Yeah, he could use some defensive progression, but he's getting a decent amount of points for being on that bottom 6 or the bottom D pairing there. And then Stewart, Goodbranson at plus 16. Not getting a lot of points, but doing well. Defensively, rookie goalies. Here we are. Hiller, still not a good goals against average. Still not a good save percentage. Not the end of the world. We knew we weren't going to have the best goalie going in. So next week, or I think I'll get actually an episode done before next week. I'm trying to get 2 out a week. I would have last weekend, but I went on a trip to the States. So did not get a second video out last week, but I'm going to try to do that this week. If you like the video, please click like on it or comment or add it to your favorites. If you want to see when I'm posting new GM modes, or I'm posting some other content as well. But the GM modes seem to be the hit. So if you want to see the next GM modes, please subscribe to the channel. It means a lot. And I will see you guys at the trade deadline next video. Peace.